the fact that my wife is there kind of blows my mind, just because 2008. At the same time, in the Bible, I was flipping through the other day, and it mentioned something about Sarah, and I remembered something about Facebook showing me something about like every Sarah being something. So I think Sarah. Listen, we're all just playing out a story. Um, see, time is like this wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, made up of. Anyways, um, I can't remember a lot of what happened in that episode. Um, there was a Holocaust. The idea of dying keeps coming up, like the idea of like we're all gonna die, and in some sense, like it's weird because like in the episode there was this idea of like labor camps, you know, and labor when we talk about jobs and stuff. Um, I've talked about gray hair in the past, while I was reading Job, um, and it's kind of fascinating to see the parallels between language and um, reality or unreality. Um, then we go from that to the stars going out, which is a whole other thing. Um, then we get to something about eyes, and then in the episode it says to tell the audience, my non-existent audience, two words, and then Billy Piper whispers into Donna's ear. I don't know Donna's real name. I apologize, and I forgot Billy's name in the show. Rose. Rose. Um, and the two words are bad wolf. So we've spoken about language. We've gone through a lot of stuff. We've talked about human trafficking. We've talked about the language in and of itself. We've talked about letters. We've talked about numbers. We've talked about anatomy, hands, feet. We've talked about the soul. We've talked about it. I think it is the butt, if I'm being completely honest, or like the roots of the self. I think conversations of it muddy the soul a little bit, if I'm being completely honest. Well, it's touched on in the episode. If you guys, I recommend you guys watch it. The two words that were okay. We've also talked about concepts like you, we, us, them, like all of that, like not accusatorily, like just the concepts of, like when I talk to you guys, um, and all of that is touched in this episode. Um, the two words that were told are bad wolf. Um, and as soon as that happens, they go into the TARDIS, and it turns red, like everything turns red, um, and it kind of, and then the episode is like the thing that shows the next episode is like kind of like an introduction of like, I guess, my family in some sense, possibly, maybe. Um, oh, there was this one thing. There was one thing. There was a bunch of hats, right? And Rose was kind of like I understand that. Well, like we've talked about like how in the past, um, there's like a war, right? And we've talked about the idea of like people that are within the human traffic things are seen as wholes, you know. As they were talking about it, Rose Tyler was kind of like shown as the personification of it, you know, in essence, blonde people or something akin to that. I think. I'm not exactly sure. Or just women or just, you know, whomever you're like going at it with, you know. Um, that might be my own bias. I do like blonde women. They have the prettiest hair, as it is stated in the episode. Um, anyways, outside of that, the episode is called Turn Left. Um, I've enjoyed it. It's I was a lot nicer back then, I think. Um, so yeah, or maybe not. You know, I don't know. I'm seeing mirrors of myself. Also having a conversation in real time with a timey wimey, wibbly wobbly stuff. That's kind of cool. Time, time, dude. Like we're going back to 2008. That's 18 years ago. 8. I can't do math right now. Yes, yeah, 18 years ago. Um, and we're also going back thousands of years ago and we're having conversations in real time with the book as my mouthpiece. So it's pretty crazy. Um, but I recommend you watch the show starting from midnight. I don't know about everything else, but like I think that was the episode that pulled me in. You know, so we'll like I said, Bad Wolf.